Thank you all for coming. Roll call should show that the committee is here minus Mr. Eucalito. And we'll take note of everyone else, please, Lois. I appreciate that. Looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We have an agenda. And the minutes, which were transmitted electronically, and we've had for a few days now.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Public participation. Members of the public and staff may bring to the committee's attention information, ideas, or matters of concern related to all the duties and responsibilities of this committee. This committee will not allow comments regarding specific staff members or personal grievances. The time for individual remarks will be apportioned according to the number of speakers and will be limited to 5 minutes per speaker unless extended by the chair, and that will not happen. Anyone want to speak? Okay, please stand, give your name and address, please, and let us know what you want us to know.
Hi, my name is Vanessa. I live at 30 Charlton Street. I'm a mom of I might cry, just want to present. But I'm a mom of a parent of a child who just started at FAST. I want to say it was the first week of February, last week of January. And my child has really struggled throughout her entire education, socially and stuff like that. And it was getting really rough for her. And we transitioned into FAST. It's amazing. The whole staff welcomed her with open arms, and I can't say thank you enough to you guys. Like, it's really been such a good transition for her, and I really want the community to just know how important this is, and what you guys are doing here has been so impactful to her. I just want you guys to know how important it's been as a parent just to see her go from a lot of visits to Charlotte crisis to just being happy. She has friends who are talking to her, and they play in the gym, and she eats lunch in the cafeteria, and it's just been so good. And I know it's a new program, so I just wanted the board to know that it's doing what you guys wanted it to do, and it's really helping students who need it.
Thank you.
That's it. That's all I need to say.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vanessa. I just want to say that it's really ironic because she actually texted me when I was here on Friday doing my visit. I didn't check my phone until I got in my car. And you had pretty much given me the same story. I said, oh, please come to school improvement on Wednesday and tell us all that. So thank you.
And I mentioned it to her special teacher, I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now, but I told her when I stopped in earlier this week, I was just like, you guys need to know how good you're doing here and how, I mean, she comes home from school happy. And I can't tell you when that happened before. Like, she really, like, we don't have solid friendships yet, but we have, I mean, a group of girls came up to her second day a group of girls who she was worried about because she had had interactions in the past with, and they went up to her and they offered her a Mountain Dew, and they said, hey, we're really sorry for how we were in the past, and we just want you to know that, like, we're trying to do better and be better. And I know that's probably coming from encouragement from your staff, and it's just, she came home so happy that day. I mean, I can't thank you guys enough for what you're doing in that building. I really can't. It's been great. So, yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing. We consider ourselves to be the complaint department.
Well, now
Which is exactly why I told her to come. I'm like, we need to hear this.
You know, and I've been through a lot with the Torrington School District. It's been a rough ride, and I feel like this program is just very needed for students who just maybe don't fit somewhere else. And that's really the best way to put it. You know, she comes home smiling, like, I can't tell you how much of a relief that is. I was at one point, you know, having, like, almost getting anxiety for the phone calls from the school. And I don't have that anymore. I can get through a work day without phone calls, without emails, without having to go pick her up. I mean, it's been really amazing. So, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And that leads us right into the next item on the agenda, which is the report from the FAST Academy. I'm going to start by saying that I went through with Kristen, and I'll ask her to speak in a minute, for a school visit this Friday. We had I was here more than an hour. We had two delightful young ladies going around with us, and they did as much of the talk probably as you did, Dr. Torres. They were just familiar with and happy about the program, and we saw classes that were working, and not that it's unusual to go through a school and see things that are working, but it's just so happy to see a brand new program, especially taken up under the circumstances by Dr. Torres at the last minute, just working so very well. Kristen, you probably have something to say.
Sure, yeah, but first of all, thank you for the hospitality. It was amazing to come here on Friday and see what the school has done in just 6 months, what you have done in just 6 months. And that's truly a testament to your dedication and hard work, so thank you so much. Thoroughly impressed. I mean, I've always been impressed every time I do a school tour, but I cannot express to you how impressed I was in what you have done here and how amazing the kids were. And we talked a little about your color system and earning points. And the kids really are buying into that, which is amazing to see. And they're really trying to get to the highest level. And you're making it so that it's attainable, but also they have to work hard to get there. So that's great. We talked about your motivational boards all around the school with some great quotes. I thought those were nice. The job board, so that kids could apply for jobs. We talked about your point system, and also the community partners that are coming in to talk to the kids, which I thought was nice. We saw a science class at work, saw a math class, which really wasn't my area, but I did learn some things. Saw a gym class, which was fun, playing badminton. I mean, honestly, I can't say enough good things about what you've done here, so thank you.
And I guess it's now time for the presentation.
Josh, you can go to the next slide if you'd like. So some of the highlights of things that we're currently working on is, as a whole staff, we meet together consistently, and we've created some posters. We're actually in the process of printing all the posters to be hung around the school to really promote more consistency and a cohesive culture in the school, so that we can have more of a shared language around our expectations for students and reinforce how positive behaviors amongst all of our students in the school can promote progress. One of the things, actually, we have our science and math teacher here currently, but our science teacher, Ms. Lamontagne, brought over from the high school our points and level system that we used in the alternative program at THS when that was there. And as a staff, we worked together to, make tweaks and alter it for our current program here at FAST Academy, to help just make accountability for our students, to promote and reward positive behavior and reinforce our expectations for students in the school. These are tied to respect, responsibility, safety, and attendance, and it's also directly connected to our current criteria to be able to exit this program for students that did want to go back to the traditional middle school, high school setting. So when you came to visit on Friday, you asked to see what might a snapshot look like of our data from the points and level system that we use at FAST Academy. So at the top, that was like a snapshot of that week that you came. That data doesn't look as nice. I think with some of the days that we've had off, attendance kind of dropped a little bit. So that last week, it was 43% of the students were on pink and had to kind of work their way back to being more on track. And all those kind of pieces can fluctuate throughout the weeks that students are attending the school, because our students don't want to be on pink. That's the lowest area of the level system, which actually helps reinforce calling home and getting notes from parents if students are sick, because if they're getting an excused absence, it's not going to count against them in the level system. So even some simple things like that, building in some stronger parent communication, it helps to reinforce. And then at the bottom, we pulled together some just month by month data, so you can kind of see it more than just a week snapshot, so that you can kind of see where some of the trends might be for the data. So at that bottom was 9th grade and the other side had some 11th grade data on there so that you can kind of see. Our 11th graders have just typically kind of fallen a little bit higher on the points level system throughout the year so far. I included some data on PSATs this fall. Our 9th graders actually did pretty well, still below the state average, but they did fairly well on the PSATs, where our 10th, 11th graders, you know, we definitely have some work to do in terms of improving their reading, writing, and math scores for the SAT in the spring. So I thought this was a nice data to kind of take a look at. So this is last year attendance. So I put Torrington High in there in comparison, but last year this was like the chronic absenteeism rate for our FAST Academy current cohort of students. 44.7% of students that we have currently in our program were chronically absent last year. And to just compare that to a school like Torrington High School, they were at about 18% last year. So if you compare last year to currently where we're standing this year as a school about halfway through the year, we went from 44.7% with our cohort of students to now we're currently standing at 20%. So I think some of that points and level system are really working to reinforce positive attendance for school. This is just a snapshot of our referral data. So in the middle column, you can see our students, and actually I pulled this in February, the data, and at that time I only had 42 students in our program that I could actually look at data last year on, because some of our students were either, you know, possibly outplaced or homeschooled, or, you know, they just were not in our system to be able to collect our major referral data. So with our 42 students that I was able to look at data on for last school year, they made up over 1,000, so 1,004 major behavior referrals for those 42 students. When you compare that to Torrington High School last year, the high school had 4,116 for their over 1,000 student population. So I think what that tells us is we do have, you know, a population of students that have some high behavioral needs in the building. At February, I pulled the data on our current student, those same 42 students, and we were at 224 major referrals. Still, you know, a good amount of referrals, but you know, if you look that comparatively, like if we were to chop last year in half, we're still seeing a pretty major decrease with those students from last year to this year. Right. Pretty good.
It's amazing.
This is just a look at, I pulled grades from the mid-year point at the semester 1 point this year with our students, and I compared it with where these students were last year. So last year, only 29% of our cohort of student actually passed all 4 of their core academic classes. 22% failed at least 1 course, 18% failed 2 courses, 4% failed 3, and actually 27% of our current student body failed all 4 of their core classes last year, which is about 71% failing at least 1 of those core courses. This year, 80% of our students by the midway point passed all 4 of their core courses. So that alone was just like such a nice data point to really see for our kids that they're finding a lot more success in their core courses here in this smaller setting. So with only 20% of students failing at least 1 course. So we kind of did a flip in that data, which is awesome. So I tried to pick out because, you know, like we were kind of sharing in the public comment section earlier, it's like those small little snapshots where we're really seeing the most progress and growth with our kids. So I tried to pick 2 students to kind of highlight here. So noting that graduation requirements are 25 credits, at the top, 6 credits to make you a 10th grader, 12 to make you 11th grade, and 18 to be considered a 12th grader at the high school. The first kind of student case study I pointed out was we have a student that is a 3rd-year freshman. Their first freshman year, they earned 0 credits. The second year of attempt, only 0.5, but here just by the midway point, they had earned 4 credits. And our goal was, and with the snow days, we did not hit it yet, but we're getting there, trying to get them to sophomore credits by March was our goal, because really the student has a lot of growth, like a lot of credits to make up if we want to put them on any track for graduation, but it shows that we are successful currently in that path to credit recovery and growth. Almost wish we could have hit this student, a little bit sooner in that process. So working to try to establish a path to graduation. Another case study is another student that really wants to be in this 4-year graduation cohort this year. First attempt, with 9th grade, had only earned 4 credits, and that's with summer school attendance and credit recovery. That first year, the second year repeated, earned 7 credits, so was a little bit more successful, but also with summer school attendance and credit recovery. Went into last year as a 10th grader, earned 5 credits last year with credit recovery. This year had already earned 4.25 credits by the midway point, currently standing at 20.25 credits, and some credit recovery in progress right now. Our goal is to try to reach 24 by Q4 and try to be able to set them up for success, either to finish the year with us, or their goal for themselves personally is to be at THS that last quarter of the year to try to graduate with their peers. Just 2 nice highlights of how we're kind of moving the needle faster over at Fast Academy right now. And trying to set students up with, being able to achieve that 4-year, hopefully, graduation cohort rate. The other little piece to highlight on there is we have brought in 3 students that were in outplacements this year into our school, which, 2 are permanent here right now and have found a lot of success, and 1, we're still working on currently, trying to find some success. So that is a great highlight as well for our program currently. So I'm proud to say we have 1 student that earned the work experience credit that the board had helped us to approve earlier this fall, which is really exciting. He was able to complete over 200 hours with his employer, and with counselor follow-up, and an evaluation from his employer, he was able to earn that 0.5 credits. So, I wish it was more than 1, but so far, that's great progress for us as a school. We're also working to get a lot more students involved in service learning. We have 1 student currently assisting at Torrington at kindergarten class. She was over there today. Another student just applied to volunteer at Charlotte. And we've had a lot of kids staying after and working with us extra hours after school, painting, making bulletin boards, doing different things to try to beautify the school, set up different equipment here to just try to make the space, a nicer place for all students, which has been great, to be able to work with us, work with even our custodial staff, and things like that in the school. We've been collaborating and working. We should have internships set up with McCall and Charlotte this summer for our students, which will be great. And actually Donna really helped us out to work with McCall to bring Insight Group, which they have over at the high school here at FAST. So, which is awesome. And we have our students participating from the high school every Wednesday. So for teacher staff growth opportunities, a lot of that has either been internal collaboration together as a school, or even working with THS and TMS. We really tried to align our meeting schedule and be really flexible as a school. That way our staff were very tiny, We're able to work with the different departments at the middle school and high school. That way our math teacher can go over to TMS or THS and work with the math department, or our science teacher or English teacher. And we're able to, meet with them during their same department meeting times and things like that. And THS has been really great to us, letting our teachers attend. We've had teachers attend new teacher workshop. They've invited our teachers, if anybody aspires to be an administrator, to join that group that they host after school. And we try when we can to get the teachers into each other's classrooms to do peer observations. And just some of our growth opportunities has really been, just our whole team has been awesome at working together to look at our current data and our current systems and things that we have in place as a school on how we can improve and consistently reflect on things and make them better. Because obviously year one can be a little tough, so we're constantly trying to reflect and grow as a group. So when you came for the school visit this Friday, you had asked a little bit about, the teacher morale here, our climate in the building, if teachers like coming to work and showing up. And I will say our absenteeism rate is really, really good. I would say as a school, our absenteeism rate here is about 4% compared to the district rate of 7.5 roughly. So I think that would reflect a positive climate and a high teacher commitment to our students and our staff in the building here. Our teachers show up every day, and I think that really helps with the relationships, with the stability for our students. And I would say that everybody works really, really well together as a team in the building. So that piece has been really positive. And I will actually maybe add one more thing to that too, because I think I have to give the teachers some kudos too, because they all have 5 preps. So they're teaching 5 grade levels each, which is a lot to prepare and to plan for every day. And especially considering we have a lot of students that have been historically disengaged with school. So, that goes to show, I think our teacher commitment is absolutely wonderful in the building. So I gotta give them a shout out for that. For its first year and with that many preps, it's a lot, Definitely.
And they even came tonight, so I don't know.
So for school spirit and events, we actually piggybacked off the high school a little bit with, they have their E-Day up at the high school. So we've tried to run choice activity days, which the students are begging us to bring back as many of those as we can. They absolutely love them. And we kind of incentivize those days a little bit different than at the high school where everybody kind of got to participate. We actually ran F reports to see which students were kind of falling behind in classes and used that as a motivational tool to try to get everybody, passing their classes, participating in the choice events, and things like that at the school. We have regular school spirit days. We actually just introduced a Friday, like consistent Friday incentive spirit day, where students can earn participation to be able to wear pajama pants on a Friday or a hat to school through our levels and tickets and reward system that we have as a school, which has been, we haven't done too many so far, but the students really like it. And I think, believe it or not, that's been a really big motivator for some of our kids. Our students have attended homecoming and events, participated in athletics both at the middle school and high school. We've had kids on teams, on football team, basketball teams, on the middle school soccer team throughout the year, indoor track. So those have been some highlights. It's just a picture of some of our school spirit events there. And then moving forward, some things that we're working on as a school, getting those expectation posters hung up around the building, curriculum development, especially around some of our advisory kind of blocks for students, tailoring something specific to our building, building updates. We've done a lot of those throughout the year, but we have some other pieces that we're still working on currently in the school. And then a lot with our systems, procedures, refinement of entrance and exit criteria are all things we're consistently taking a look at. We're looking to make some schedule changes for next year collectively as a team to implement some more choice and flexibility to help benefit our students and their schedule. And obviously continuously trying to look for some partnership development with our school.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Very good presentation of a very good program that doesn't usually deliver good numbers. The student body that usually doesn't deliver good numbers, delivering pretty good numbers in this setting. Who are working with you. I didn't ask you to do it, but could you please give us a couple sentences on the Transition Academy? Because we're meeting in their space and they're in this building. It's not part of your program, but would you just tell us a little bit about that?
No, they've absolutely loved their space up here. I mean, they even loved us bringing in some of these tables tonight. I think they might steal some of these tables from part of their space. Michelle does a wonderful job. Michelle Boulette, the special ed teacher that works in the building. You got to see a little bit when you came in how everything is very organized, everything's labeled up here for the students. One of the things I think we'd like to do is have a little bit of collaboration more across our school with TTA. I think there's some ways that we can build that in. I've spoken to Dr. Baker about that too. She has some great ideas. But I think the students really love it here. And there's some also great resources right around here. I know there's like public transportation right around the corner. She's excited to be able to, use and work on using with the students that are here. They consistently go out to different job sites. When you had visited on Friday, I think we had 2 different job sites that students were, currently at. But I think they've really been happy, and I'm sure Dr. Baker, if you have anything to add with the transition over here. They've really loved the space, and I think the space is just continuously getting nicer as we do some different upgrades, to the building, and everybody settles in. So.
And this is a program that was at East School
Yes.
with rented space. I don't know if they charge us or not, but at Advance.
Yes.
And now they're here in-house and just making the building even more lively, even more vibrant. It's just fun to walk through the building and see what's going on. So you talked about summer programs. Are we worried about, the word backsliding doesn't work, there's a term in education, but losing ground, students who lose ground over the summer? I know special ed teachers are particularly attuned to that. Are we doing anything? Talk about summer internship programs.
I mean, I would love to work on, we do have some students, like some of the students that I shared about, that have really struggled to be where they should be in terms of credit. So trying to just figure out the best way to help continue that momentum, because some of our kids, we really need to make a lot of ground in order to be in a good place to be able to make it across that stage for graduation.
They could participate in our district summer school course.
Yep.
You're right, things like that, right. Of course, at the rate we're going, there won't be a summer vacation anyway. It won't make a lot of difference. That's all I have for the moment. Kristen, do you have anything you want to ask about or add?
Do want to add that I want to give, she's not here tonight, I want to give a quick shout out to Donna, who really worked tirelessly to get ski grants here for the school. The gym equipment, the room, the activity, I'm not sure if there's a name for the room, the activity room where they can earn points to go.
Yep.
There's some, like a basketball hoop in there and a hockey table and some really fun things. If anybody's clearing out their house, maybe has some board games or some music devices that we could add to that. Just make sure those donations are small enough so we don't have to send it to the full board for a vote or get in trouble. That would be awesome. Because the kids can earn points to go there and they love it there and it seems really cool. So anything we can do to help these kids do better would be great. Thank you.
Bill, do you have any questions or anything you want to say?
No.
Okay. Open to the floor. Who wants to say or ask anything? Of course.
I have a couple of quick ones. This is great that not only are the kids, you're finding a way for these kids to learn again at a parallel rate to regular education back at THS. They're getting the number of credits in that they need to become successful. What's even more impressive is it sounds like some kids are actually gaining credit on that graduation requirement. So fantastic. I do have 2 other questions. One, the chronic absenteeism, and I should know this off the top of my head. Is it a sliding scale throughout the year? Is it halfway through you can't have more than 5, or is it chronic absenteeism the minute you hit 10.
So 10%, you know, if you 10% of the time are absent from school,
It's percent, okay, I thought it was 10 absences.
10% on the day of attendance. So if you're in school for 180 days, then it's 10% of the 180. If you're
So
in
you're
school
crushing
50
it with-
days, it's
The absenteeism is significantly down. My other question actually may go across the table a little bit. So the two goals of FAST were to get kids out of the environment that wasn't working for them, promote their growth as a student and as a person, and it was also supposed to help with THS so that we didn't have those disruptions in THS. So your data that you're showing looks fantastic on those interruptions or referrals. Has it had the same impact in that same cohort over at THS? Are we seeing, we should see significantly less referrals at THS as well, because as you showed, and this was a lot of referrals that came over here, you guys have really done a nice job getting them back on track.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's impacted THS dramatically, which you'll see in the next presentation in April. We'll be here with the data for that.
Yeah.
And that's actually what we're talking about, so, too. So if you're gonna be here, but,
I'll be,
yeah, I don't have the data in front of me, but yeah, a dramatic decrease in things like fights, verbal altercations.
Anecdotally, I would agree with that. And in hearing
just the
from
culture of the building.
students as well, it has shifted.
how about like OSS, ISS, or do we do that? How does that work here best? Do we kind of are?
we still definitely have OSS and ISS. You know, sometimes we do have a smaller staff, so sometimes I'm strategic about when to run an ISS, because I don't always have, you know, I don't have a designated room that's always operational. But I would say with our referral data, some of the referrals are more major, you know, because we're using the point and level system, you know, we do still have OSS and ISS for our students here.
But a significant improvement either way, is what the data seems to show, so thank you very much.
Anyone else? We have our science and math teachers here. If either of you would like to say anything.
What do you wanna say?
Don't want to put you on the spot, but.
No. I'm really appreciative that the district decided to open this program out here off-site. Working at the high school for the last 3 years, I loved the program that they had. I really appreciated being on the ground floor of getting that program up and running. It's been a hard haul to get from September to March, and I'm finally getting my feet underneath me here. Starting a school from scratch is not easy, and it is a good team, and I think that we've all pulled together to get us where we are. But I am appreciative of this opportunity. It's so nice to see the kids that came over with me continue to grow, to appreciate being in a bigger environment almost than they were in the 2 rooms that they were at the high school. And then to see the other kids that really were fighting us in the beginning kind of find their space here. There were a lot of kids that were really unhappy that first couple of weeks, and I think they are comfortable and they're happy and they show up. The kids show up. They really do show up. So I appreciate you.
Me too, and we've had good teamwork, like you're doing the UU thing, and I got certified for math, right? Like, and I'm so glad I did that. I took my summer to get certified I took the middle and high school certification test for math. I took calculus 35 years ago, and it's like, oh, I'll remember it. No, I left a few weeks and I had to, restudy that. But when those middle school kids came in, they were just so happy. Like the high school kids came in, they were happy to see you. Like everyone had a familiar face. The middle school kids knew me, the high school kids knew you. Like it got off to a very good start.
Well, thank you both.
Thank you. Very healthy atmosphere here, very positive, very welcoming, I would think, for students, and that's what we heard from the parent who spoke as well. Happy. Okay, I guess we're all done unless someone else has something they. Thank you very much, Dr. Torres.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Good job.
Good job. Okay. Firefighter course update. Mr. Marchand, that's
Yes.
what you're here for.
I think so. I think I was about to answer some questions. possibly.
Right, so we weren't really sure, John, so the update, I think we're here to talk tonight about maybe things that we think we need to put in place in order to bring this from conceptual to reality, right? Is that kind of the conversation you wanted to have? Are there specific things, in other words, that the board or the district needs to do in order for us to move forward?
Okay, have we looked at courses like this in other schools yet?
Well,
Or
yes
are there any?
yes and no,
There
right?
are some, we don't know that there's any that would be exactly the model that we have. A lot of what we went to that public safety forum, it was a lot of public safety, it wasn't specifically intro to fire. It was maybe EMS, other types of public safety courses, criminal justice courses. What we're looking to run is a possible certification course, which would be about 200 hours total. So there would be some Saturdays that kids would have to come in. In order to complete, they would need the full Saturday anyway for the hands-on part of it, and because it just takes so long to get the equipment and everything else, you want to be able to good chunk of time for that. Those are the type of things that we'd have to work out with the fire chief.
Right. I wonder if there could be two levels to this. One, the academic certification, the classroom work, and then separately, the hands-on practical experience.
It could be, that would be a question for Chief Tripp to see what kind of.
That would probably make it easier for us to run a program that we could fit kids into, kids who couldn't come on Saturdays or for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And other things going on, whatever. Okay, so what are our concerns? Our concerns are credit for one thing, accredited teaching. And we can't just have firemen show up and say, okay, kid, you get a high school credit. As much as they would, I'm sure, know about firefighting, the state doesn't let that work.
Right, and then Kim, we're gonna tap Kim's brain for a second, because there is a certification that we probably could assist a firefighter with getting. Again, we talked about pairing the firefighter with
With a
a certified teacher,
sign on.
right?
So the trade and industry certification is the one that Sue's talking about. So a trade and industry certification can be given to an individual who has more than 3 years of full-time experience in a given industry, auto mechanics, culinary, things of that nature. And so the state will certify you with it's an 098 certification, which is the trade and industry in a comprehensive high school, right? There's a version of that is for the technical schools, and there's a version of it that is for the comprehensive public schools. So that would be an option to work with somebody on that. Or, as Sue said, if the person was paired with a certified teacher, then that teacher would be the teacher on record, if it was a science teacher, for example, or whatever. So we would kind of have to talk about what the best model was and what the high school wanted to do, but I think there's options either way.
So this would be the same thing as the trade school has with people who teach carpentry,
Correct.
culinary, and
And we actually have them in the
Yeah.
district. We have an auto mechanics teacher.
makes a lot of sense.
Yes, we have a teacher who's certified with the 098 for auto mechanics, and we have our teacher who's certified for culinary. That has those certifications, and that's the certification that they hold. It's all the same number, but then they have a write-in that explains what their specific industry is, that would be listed on the certification.
Okay, so that's something we should continue to look into and
Correct.
see if we can find someone from the fire department who wants to. Does the fire department give us any idea about the amount of buy-in they have from their individuals?
They have a tremendous amount of buy-in. They are the ones that presented it to us initially.
Okay,
They're the ones that want
so
to
that will
move
not be a
forward with it.
problem.
Oh, no.
People will want to work in this.
Yeah, they have,
program.
Yeah,
He
this
said-
was all them, I mean, they sought us out, they've
Right.
been appealing to us for
He's-
collaboration.
they said the guy that's going to come in to help with the training and everything is not coming until March, until the end of March. So he'll be here with more knowledge about what we can do with the actual program.
I was just gonna I'm recollecting, and you can refresh my memory. I think we even had a part-time teacher a few 098 in soldering,
Yep.
Yes,
right?
we did.
So I'm just, there's.
Cheryl Spielman.
Right,
Yeah.
yes, I'm just, we've done this before in our high school, and I think, it's a process with the state, but I think as long as they've got the requisite experience, they can absolutely be.
In regards to the 200 hours, would it be possible, and I'm looking at Andrew to maybe weigh in on this, to offer the program as a double block, like we used to do American Studies?
Yeah, we talked about that
Okay,
as an
yeah.
option as well. It just depends on the number of credits that the student's looking for and what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, because we wouldn't want this course to stop a kid from being able to get the credits they need in
For
other
everyone else.
areas.
Right.
But it can be done, you just have to be careful.
It would have to be a year-long course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one thing. It's not running next year, this is running for 27, 28 as a possibility, so.
Next year's pretty much set in.
Yeah.
Kristen?
And then we talked briefly at the regular board meeting about the cost. I want to say it was 165. I don't, the number's sticking in my head for some reason, but I know that we weren't sure how we were going to do that. If it was going to be all district, or if it was going to be half and half like econ classes, or if it was going to be following the parent. And I know one or two board members expressed that as a public school, we want to offer these courses at no cost.
Right.
And while I do understand that, we are not in the best position financially,
Right.
so I'm certainly open to a 50-50, like econ classes.
Right, and these are all the reasons why, this is a 2-year out course,
Yeah.
and that's the reason we brought it forward this far in advance, just to kind of tease out all of these little nuances to see if it's even viable, right? But yes, because there will also be a textbook, which is part of that, that cost.
Right,
And there's a license online program that they have to use as well.
right.
So that's a per year cost. A textbook would be just a one-time purchase for at least to look at.
Probably every kid who would like to be in this class wouldn't be qualified for various reasons to be in it. How are we going to?
What do we?
Well, there are physical requirements to be a fireman. There are, just plain wanting to be a fireman doesn't mean someone would have the temperament, for instance, to put themselves in that situation. And I'm wondering if we're just gonna let anyone who wants to sign up for it, or if there will be prerequisites of one kind or another, academic or recommendation of a couple teachers or something like that.
I don't think we've gotten that far.
We've started talking about juniors and seniors
Yep.
mostly.
Okay.
When we get to that, and then talking about teacher recommendation and school council recommendation. We've talked about that already. Well, with Chief Tripp, but we haven't put the actual proposal in yet, so that's what we were looking at right now.
Okay, so you've thought of that already.
Yeah, well, I definitely see your point regarding physical abilities. I don't think we can.
We also need people who are reliable, which would imply an attendance or a disciplinary record examination.
Sure.
This should be a demanding course.
Right, and I'm sure that would all be part of the meeting with the school counselor,
Yeah.
right? There would be some actual counseling that would have to happen.
It's gonna be similar to how we run our trades program, the building trades program now, which we have a relationship with the union from the building committee, where they are recommended from school counselors or from teachers. And they're put in the program, there's a lot of prerequisites on that, you have to be 18, have to have your driver's license, have to be on track to graduate, have show good attendance. So it would be similar to that type of class, that's what I'm picturing, that's what we had talked about initially.
Okay.
And they have to know what they're signing up for, you know, that there are.
Precisely,
Yeah, that you are looking to form.
Looks like a lot of fun, but it's more than a lot of fun.
It's a lot of work,
It's a lot of work.
and it certainly is labor intensive.
Yeah, and I can tell you, there were 2 kids that heard about it, that came up to me and asked me about it, right after, which was, I was surprised, I didn't know that they were interested and they want to go directly into firefighting. This was great.
Was one of them asked?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
there's 3.
All right, well, there you go.
Okay.
Oh, no, I think it'll be a popular course. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about not attracting enough kids. I'm just wondering, well,
Maybe too
who
popular.
those kids would be. Well, I think there are gonna be a lot of kids who want it.
If it's an over enrollment problem, we can figure that out. That'll be great.
So another thing we need to think about is which category of credits does this get into? Would it be a science and technology sort of thing, or there's
It would fall
trade,
into career technology education.
career technology?
It's cleared, it's
That's
under
taken care of.
public safety under career technology education, yeah, there's already a pathway in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who else? Jeff?
Just as a thought, if we were to go the 098 route, it's substituting for one of these professionals may be a little bit difficult. And they also work in a very high-risk environment, so it might not be a bad idea to see if they would agree to get 2 folks 098 certified. Just, injuries happen in these types of jobs, firemen, police officers, they're out there putting their life on the line for our community. Just thinking of what would happen to a class full of kids who are on a year-long commitment to get firefighter 1 if somebody were to have to go out on disability, or if we don't have somebody who can backfill in. Just might be one of those things you wouldn't think of, or I wouldn't have thought of otherwise until somebody talked about the structure tonight.
Yeah, it's good. I think we're looking at a team, I think of speakers really and firefighters that are coming in, it sounds like, anyway.
Even better.
So to cover everything. And again, our idea initially was to have a teacher cover the classroom as a duty, kind of like we do now for the building trades program, where they're in there, they can take control of the power school, where the firefighters aren't gonna know about that. The grading, they can input everything they don't do the grading, the teachers won't do any grading, but they can input everything for it. Teachers won't be grading lesson plans or anything else, it's just it will be a duty, whether they're to help with passes and the everyday school stuff.
Administrative.
Yeah, administrative stuff.
And is there a formal committee to put this course together, or are you just?
I think just.
I think we're looking at it right
And Dave Tripp?
Well, and Dave
Chief
Tripp,
Tripp,
right, yeah.
Who would someone get in touch with if they thought of something between now and sometime later that we should be thinking about?
You can bring it to me if you want.
Yeah.
I'm working with Chief Tripp mostly,
Yes.
so.
Okay, so we can get that word out, that anybody who has thoughts about what the academic or technical end of this should look like can ask for consult.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Anyone else? Gone once, gone twice? Thank you.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing this come together.
Definitely, it's exciting.
Okay. Distinguished alumnus update. I saw something in my email this afternoon, in fact.
Well, we sent it out again, this was our second outreach. We haven't received any submissions, but that's typical every year. It takes more than one attempt. We did get a phone call from someone who had submitted a year ago, who had some questions about wanting to add to the submission that she sent in a year ago, so Lori's helping her with that. I will just say that the media it's been interesting this year. You know, there was some reorganization of our local newspapers over the last 12 months.
Reorganization is a kind word.
Yes, it is.
It's been really challenging, I have to say. You know, we have a whole listserv of local media outlets that have always been very engaging, and they've been very receptive to anything that we've asked them to do in terms of like public service announcements. The whole Hearst Media Corporation, which I guess has taken over the Republican American and some of the local newspapers. It's been very challenging.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
They're not picking up.
no, they don't. It's really hard to get in touch with
Most people
anybody,
can't
and then
remember.
when you do reach someone,
Yeah.
you don't get a call back. And so Lori has really worked hard to try to continue to get in touch.
We're using the social media.
Yeah, we find from the Radar report that we send out fully done press releases, I mean, it's just ready to print. It shows everything and they're not picking it up, they're not printing.
Yeah, we actually had one reporter who calls us pretty routinely every time there's something that comes over the police scanner.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so I called him and I said, look, you know, this is an opportunity, how about if you can figure out a way to get this run so that we get some traction on this, when the person is selected, you can come, you can do a story, you know, you can come in May or June, whenever we honor this person, and yeah,
Unless they're bleeding or on fire, they may not care.
right, so.
Radio,
The radio picked it up,
local radio stations,
Yes.
Litchfield and Torrington.
yes,
Okay, good.
they were fine with it, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we have a lot to look at from previous years, so.
Yes, yeah,
We
and we will get, we'll get a few, yeah.
They always come at the end.
Yep.
Okay, so far so good. And what do we have coming up before our next meeting? Our next meeting is April Fool's Day, so we have deadlines coming up before that?
The 13th, so next Friday is the date we had set for
For the final
the final
submission
submission.
of, which means we might be in a position to choose that person at the April meeting.
Yes, I think that was our plan.
It was, but that's the 1st of April rather than the 6th or 7th, so it does
Right.
make a difference.
Well, would we get the packet on the 1st and then
No,
narrow down, or?
No, you get the packet at the March board meeting.
Okay,
that's what we've done in the
Okay.
past, which gives
and
us,
then narrow it down,
gives us,
pick our
On the
tops.
first.
right, gives us a week to look at it and pick our top couple, and then we meet a little bit before the April
Right.
meeting and actually choose. That's worked in the past.
Yeah.
Other thoughts on that? Going once? Last item on the agenda is the AI committee progress. I have had volunteers from the board. I have had 3 or 4 volunteers from the board. A couple people, one administrator and one member of the teaching staff. There's still room for a couple more people at this stage. This is the brainstorming stage. This is the beginning of the revenge of the
Oh God, I get nightmares.
Yeah, I had a whole spiel before the first essay tests that I gave to try to relieve that anxiety. I realized that it's an anxiety-inducing thing. But we may be back to blue books.
I think we still have some kicking around in the closets down there.
Oh,
They're cheap. I mean, compared to a computer, you can buy an awful lot of blue books. But anyway, what I will do over the weekend is get out something to get to the people who volunteered to see when we can all get together, either by Zoom or by, if we do it by Zoom, it'd have to be the official school Zoom, wouldn't it? Because this is a board thing. I can't just use my own personal account. Oh, so Josh could be involved in that too. Good.
it's like, yay,
Figure that out.
for me to do.
But yeah, I think getting people together, the more people there are, of course, the tougher it is to get them, or almost all or all of them together. And then we'll figure out how we want to divide the work, how we want to divide the responsibilities, the areas we want to look at and everything else. But I want to brainstorm first with the people who are the most interested. And that's where we stand, unless there are questions or comments.
Are you taking more?
Sure, should I put your name down? I would have anyway, probably.
You can, I should be able to Zoom.
You're being voluntold, I think.
I'll be out for surgery for a few weeks.
Oh, no.
I should be able to
Well,
Zoom in, yeah. But I actually have a suggestion of a teacher at the high school, Angel Norridge, who's been doing a lot of work around this.
Text me or email me.
Yeah, I will, okay,
Get in touch with you.
thank you.
We don't need a ton of people,
Oh,
but I'd
Ashley?
like a few more than we
Also-
have.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like the
Said
people
she
who
said AI
are actually
was
working with it now and can help us figure out what's going on now and how it's working. And how maybe it should work differently.
Email him tonight and see some time.
Anyway, so that's all on that, unless there's more to be said or more to be asked. None of the above. Topics for future meetings. Well, AI, the new math program, eventually, a couple months from now maybe.
Yeah, because I think April's gonna be pretty well packed.
Because April, we have
The high
the
school.
presentation on the substance people.
The substance organization, the high school
High school,
report.
yes.
That's gonna take up some time.
It should, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but someplace down the line, before the end of the year, we'll hear how the new math program's working out.
Okay.
Early grouping, device concerns, which may or may not take up a lot of our time. Anyone else? Your department report, we'll have the substance people, that'll be our community partners. Probably too late for new courses by April 1st, maybe not.
I don't think we have any hanging out there.
You won't see any from us.
Oh, no, that's,
Yeah.
that fire thing is next year.
No, but I mean, in general. for high
In
school.
general, I don't think we have any more in the hopper
No.
right now.
Okay.
We've already
So
done
that
our
would be
scheduling, so I
good.
hope not.
Okay, so, comments for the good of the order.
Great presentation by Fast and Amanda, and Dr. Torres, as expected. You know, we didn't want to lose her at high school, but I'm glad it's going as great it is, and I wouldn't expect anything else, knowing how she worked there.
No, actually, no surprises.
No surprises
No
there.
sur-
Nope, it's been awesome.
Kristen?
I actually said the same thing. When the team at the high school was, really no longer, with the exception of Mr. Scott and Mr. Marchand, it's kind of upsetting, because I really enjoyed that team. But what you're doing here, I couldn't be happier. Really, that's such a huge testament to everything that you've done and your hard work and dedication. And really, the children in this school, they should be so grateful for you, your hard work. Thank you.
I was really impressed with the presentation of Dr. Torres and all the growth that's happening here at the school. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to come to the school tour due to another commitment, which this is the school I wanted to see, both for my own edification and the fact that I'm the liaison from the board to this school. Also, I'm impressed at this stage as how much thought has been put into the firefighter program that Mr. Marchand is proposing. Great meeting.
Great presentation from FAST. Thank you, Dr. Torres, and the teachers at FAST. Great work.
Just say thank you to our staff over at FAST. It's definitely takes a village, just has not just been me. We have a great team over there and everybody works really hard, so thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I want to echo what everybody else is saying. It's such a pleasure to work with you, Amanda, and your team. So thank you to everybody. I know that it's a lot of hard work and everybody's rolling up their sleeves every day and getting it done. And it really is a pleasure. It puts smiles on our faces every day. So thank you.
Congratulations to the staff. It's absolutely incredible. Dr. Torres, I have nothing but incredible things to say about you. And I do think the city of Torrington and the students are completely benefiting from having the diversification of programming. It's clearly meeting the needs. So thank you.
I know everybody has said it, but I'm gonna say the same thing, just thank the staff, and what Dr. Torres has done at FAST Academy, and I think it's a testament with the parent that spoke at the beginning of the meeting about how, the value that it's bringing to the program, and, definitely kudos to the staff. We have 2 veteran staff members, like Amy said, there's one from the high school, there was one from the middle school that came in for continuity, but we have some new staff members here who are like brand new, like new graduates. One of them was a student teacher at the high school, and the fact that we have this nice mix of veteran teachers with some new teachers and the collaboration between the high school and FAST, I think has just been tremendous, so just great job.
Okay, please.
You've done an extraordinary job, and to hear the data across behavior and academics, and then seeing the attendance shift, that is such a strong testament to what you are doing in each of your classrooms and what you're doing, bringing the whole team together. It's so clear that the collaboration and programming that you've done in 6 months has had just an extraordinary impact. And again, I want to echo what Kim said, hearing from that parent told us too. Well done.
Josh? Anyone back there? Oh, John, I should start with you, Jeff. You're
Just thank you for helping these kids find their way. They obviously, as you said before, it takes a village, and I think you've proven it, sometimes it just takes a different approach to the village to help make some kids successful. So thank you to your entire team that was here, and obviously for all the hard work, it's obviously having a difference, which is what the whole goal of the program was, so thank you all.
Anyone else? Going once?
I had the privilege of subbing for Dr. Torres the one day that she was out. And and she said, it's an incredible team, don't worry. And it was just a great day, and everybody is a wonderful team, and the feeling of community is clear. And I had kids come up to me who I've known for a very long time, some of the kids who really, truly struggled. And the fact that they came up to me with smiles and said, so happy I'm here and I'm doing well. Doing well, Miss Green. Yes. So kudos to all of you for the work that you've done.
Thank you. And I will take the last piece of this. Community Partners Family Resource Center. I sent this out to the board. Family Resource Center at Vogel Wetmore is having an open house on the 11th of March, 2:30 to 4:30, to let people see their program, see what's going on and services they provide to our families. Sue, do you want to say anything about that program or?
About this program, the Family
Yeah,
Resource
not
Center?
just about this.
It's been located at Volga Wetmore for a long, long time, but it services the entire community. That just happens to be its home. It's staffed by some amazing people. I would recommend stopping in if you haven't had an opportunity in the past to see it in action. They provide many, many wonderful, very necessary services to the community. They are partnered with lots of the local agencies and social service support groups in town. They offer parenting classes and that sort of thing. So it's a really nice group.
And the person who runs it does a great job of it, yeah. And the refreshments are good too. 2:30 to 4:30, Wednesday, the 11th. And now I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.